Okay, I'm looking at problem number 15 on the homework, page 236 for Algebra 1, using factoring to solve problems. It says originally the dimensions of a rectangle were 20 by 30 centimeters. No, 20, sorry, 20 by 23. And then they were decreased by the same amount. So I'm going to subtract x from each one. When both dimensions were decreased by the same amount, the area of the rectangle decreased by 120 centimeters squared. So we have the original area, and then the area we were going to subtract 120 centimeters squared from the area. Find the dimensions of the new rectangle. Okay, so if you think about it, we can find that original area. Area is just equal to length times width, so we had 20 times 23. That would be 460, right? So our new area was decreased. I'll put area new. It's just decreased by 120, so we're just going to subtract 120 from it. That would give us an area of 340. So if my new area is 340, I'm going to get it with the new length times the new width, right? I'll put new length times new width. Well, the new area is 340, and I'm going to get it by multiplying my new length and width. My old length and width were 20 and 23, but I subtracted x from each. So what I do is I say 20 minus x and 23 minus x. So now this is one of those problems where we're going to have to do a bit more work. We're going to have to distribute everything over here, so that 20 times 23 is going to be 460 minus 20x, and then we got a minus 23x right there, and then a negative x times a negative x is a plus x squared. So I'm going to put this, we know we got to move all the terms to one side. Before I do that, let me just clean it up a little bit more anyway. I'm going to put my x squared first. I'm going to put my x term next. Minus 20x minus 23x would be minus 43x. And then I have a plus 460, but I'm just going to subtract the 340 from both sides. Okay? So this leaves me with 0 is equal to, and remember I want that 0 on that side so I can solve by factoring, or really anytime I solve I need that 0 there. X squared minus 43x, and then 0 to 1, so that's going to be plus 120. Okay? So let's see. What can I multiply to get 120 that adds up to 43? Well, 40 times 3 would be 120, and then that would add to 43, so I just need to kind of mess with my signs a little bit. If it's going to be 40 and 3, I need a positive 120, and I got to get these negatives to show up, so I know I'm going to have a negative times a negative there. If you check that out, that does multiply out to the correct thing. So now to solve, I just take each factor and set equal to 0. And on one of them, I'm going to, I add 40 over here to each side. I get x equal 40, so one of my dimensions is 40. And then over here, I add 3 to each side to solve for x. I'm just solving for x here, just like we did very first learning how to solve equations. X equal 3. So my dimensions, no, my x's are 40. It could be 40 and 3. They want the dimensions of the new rectangle. Okay, so let's think about this. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to change colors. I got to figure out what the new dimensions are. If I say x is 40, I get 20 minus 40 is negative 20. Can we have a negative length? No, we can't, so I can cross that one off. But what about 3? 20 minus 3 would give me 17 for this one, and 23 minus 3 would give me 20 for this one. Let's check it out. 17 times 20 would give me 340. Isn't that what I said my new area was supposed to be right here? If I take these two things as my dimensions, once I plugged in x equals 3. So my new dimensions are 17 centimeters and 20 centimeters. So that these red circles up here, these are my answers. I'll just put centimeters on.